Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. This is our humble little sacred Sunday space. This is a safe space. This is a creative space, and you're open. I welcome you to be open to your creativity and to just be open-minded, and just respectful of everyone and everyone's craft and gift, and whatnot. Um, as someone that loves dancing and someone that loves writing and someone that hasn't been to a party in a really long time, I thought it would be cool to just like listen to music. And also I've been paying more attention to like lyrics now that I'm a writer, and I just be listening to certain lines and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's deep. So I just thought it would be cool that in community we all just listen to these classics, Dominican classics, um, from our country, and that you be inspired by either the music, the lyrics, the word, the way of dress, the way, because it's classic, so it's like 80s type things, 90s type things. I initially wanted to like for us to like view the videos together and things like that, but I'm not that tech savvy yet, and I didn't have the time to practice it and do the whole back and forth thing. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the YouTube links in the chat, and you guys can listen at home. Angie said it would sound better if you do it from your own thing anyways, and for copyright purposes, we don't want to get sued, or we don't want to, because we don't have the rights to certain songs or whatnot. So yeah, with that said, welcome. I'm Lisa Ruby G, creative nonfiction writer and poet, and just a creative artist, period. So let's go. All right, so this is a poetry and prose writing workshop inspired by the lyrics of Dominican classics such as Juan Luis Guerra, Fernando Villalona, Quezada, and many more. I try to include a lot, but the more music you include, the less time we have to write and to share. So I try to keep it short and sweet. All right, so here are my suggestions for today. Just be inspired by the lyrics, be moved by the beat, visit the era, be open to creativity, get lost in the music, follow the prompt, whatever it is you need to do to get the creative juices flowing. Just have fun, period. All right, so what I'm doing is we're gonna do Fernando Villalona, Cuando Pise Tierra Dominicana. I'm gonna put the link in the chat so that you guys can follow. Any questions or anything so far? Are we good? Oh my gosh, did I just share this? Whoopsie. Sorry if you guys could see this. Where are my links? We're doing Fernando Villalona, Cuando Pise Tierra. All right. Sorry, people. I'm still like, I'm very not tech savvy at all. All right, let me know if that works. Please and thank you. It works? All right, thanks, Nick. All right, so that's the song. And if you're not from the Dominican Republic, obviously you are from somewhere. So I welcome you to, if you can't relate to the Dominican version of it, that you maybe fill in the blanks over here. And then go to the prompt, or just be inspired by whatever comes up for you. Sound good, everyone? Are we listening? Who's listening? We listening to the music yet? Oh, I wanted this to be a party. I wanted all of us to listen together.
I think because you're talking, I can't hear the video.
All right, so I will shut up. I'll give you guys 10 minutes to listen and go ahead with it, okay? Sound good? All right, excellent. Oh, the language. I do have, I'm gonna put I have the translation for that for this little prompt right here, Diana.
Anything? Yes. You sound good. You sound normal. I might have.
We have about a minute and a half. All right, that's time. How did that go? Anybody was able to come up with anything? Uh, um, before anyone says anything, I do have some of the translations for the lyrics that I do want to put in the chat, but obviously I'm gonna have to do the back and forth thing. Uh, one, I just realized, you know, for people that might not understand Spanish, but also if you're inspired to write in English as opposed to Spanish, because I know some people have a hard time writing in Spanish, so you can be inspired to write using the English translation of the lyrics. Yeah, and I promise moving forward to be more savvy with this. Does anybody want to share?
I can share.
All right.
But the first thing I want to say is that don't be hard on yourself. Like, you're already doing so much for this community, and so what if you're not tech savvy? Like, you'll get there. Like, don't be hard on yourself. You got this. It's not even.
Thank you. But you know, hosting is
no,
it's a challenge. So there's definitely I've grown a lot, but obviously, you know, so for anyone that doesn't know what it takes and what it feels like to be on this side of the computer. So please, dale.
It's a whole nother dimension, but thank you for holding that space for us, because we appreciate you. So I learned about this poetic form, anaphora, and it basically just means like you continuously repeat certain lines. And I think like that's gonna be my pocket of poetry for a minute. Like, I think I'm gonna publish a whole book of just like anaphoric poetry, because every time I try it, I really like what I come up with. So my island misses me, but I keep putting her on hold. Keep growing old without calling her back, without counting the whiplashes on her back. My island colonized side bitch. Pretty mistress misses me, and I keep putting her on hold. Ignore the way my saltwater body wants to fold into her. She who refuses to be accomplice, colonized side bitch, pretty mistress misses me, and I keep putting her on hold. Begs me to stop putting her on hold, begs me to visit, refuses to be accomplice, refuses to be complicit. I'm not finished being a Nuyorican princess. My island misses me, but I keep putting her on hold.
Beautiful, beautiful. My island misses me, but I keep putting her on hold. That's dope.
Thank
You
you.
New Eureka princess. Go home. Go home. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else want to share?
I can share it. Mine is kind of thematically linked.
Okay. Also, speaking of which, you're talking about side chicks and all this other stuff. Wait till we get to the next prompt.
I can't wait.
Right.
It's about the weekend. No, whatchamacallit. So yeah, I started writing with the fill in the blanks to kind of jog where I think this is. So, cuando pise tierra neurican, donde nacen las poetas, es allá donde tengo mi familia por allá, por el barrio. Ojalá pudiera decirte que tengo un país que es mi patria, pero no existe. As if slipping into the nearby Bermuda Triangle, Puerto Rico lives in limbo, a perverted purgatory with no self-determination, a colony by any other name. People, my people, displaced, rootless, searching for a home wherever we lay our head. I found my home not in a place, but in poetry, and my poetry has settled like dust in the New Eureka Poets Cafe.
Hey.
Thank you.
Dope, dope, dope. You found a home. You found a home. Love it. Anyone else? No? All right.
I have something.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's in Spanish. Let me
Okay.
see, I'm on my phone. All right, so it says, ese olorcito a tierra mojada, cuando cae la lluvia sobre el zinc de casa de abuela y el cemento empieza a enchupar. Ese desorden bien arreglado, cuando sales a la calle a chismear. Ese cuerpo bañado en sal, cuando en Boca Chica te zambulles pensando en flotar. Es esa tormenta de sentimientos que me ahogan en un gozar. Ya antes de pisar tierra dominicanas, los ojitos me comienzan a lagrimar. Tiene que ser cuestión del útero, de esa conexión desde el ombligo umbilical. Cuando piso tierra dominicana, sé que a casa acabo de llegar.
That was fire.
Hermoso, hermoso. Aquí yo estaba escribiendo cuestión del útero. Me encantó esa parte. Thank you.
Thanks.
Y los ojos me comienzan a lagrimar. Okay, thank you. Geraldine o Geraldine? Geraldine. Geraldine.
Geraldine.
Geraldine, okay. Gracias. All right, so if no one else wants to share, we'll go to the second one. So this song, because you know there's so many songs out there that as a kid you listen, you dance, you have no idea what they're saying, what they're talking about. And you know, as I get older, I'm like, oh my gosh, this song is like, oh my God, you hear what she's talking about? So the next song is it's called La Loba by Miriam Cruz. It's now that I'm older, I'm like, this is mad controversial because here she is talking about borrowing someone's man, or let me, so what if he buys me clothes, or so what if he if we go on in a ride in your car, if we go on a ride in your car. And I'm like, this bitch has some balls, some audacity. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat, or you can look it up yourself if that takes too long for me. And then I'm also gonna put the translation of the lyrics, and you will also be able to see the lyrics in Spanish here too. So bear with me, people. It doesn't want to do it. What happened here? Oh, it doesn't want to copy it. All right, 1 second. We'll figure this out. I'll put the thing so you guys can start watching the video. All right. Also, shout out to my little sister who is here for the first time ever, Evie. About a minute and a half. All righty. How did that go? Should we discuss the lyrics or should we just go straight into what I wrote? Amanda.
I think we should do all of it. No, on a really deep spiritual level, I've learned about archetypes, and the mistress archetype, as demonized as it is, there's a lot of healing work and a lot of power and magic there. I'm not saying go take everybody's husband, but I'm saying it's an archetype that you may want to read up on, and you might learn a thing or two that you may have not considered before about yourself. I personally like things like this because I feel like it brings interesting conversations, especially to like activism spaces, feminist spaces that swear they're inclusive, but they're really not, right? Because it's like pro women until you sleep with somebody's husband, and then it's like fuck women, right? So
yeah.
Can I read what I wrote?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you. It's short. A ride in your car be a crash into my body, be infidelity that treads life or death. Little space for my name under your wife's tongue, so we run. Into crash of ecstasy, into body without husband, without father, without holy water, without daughter who knows how to speak up. Crash into my body's infidelity, dismantle my internal GPS, watch me put the broken bones together again. Watch me scream amen when heaven doesn't remember the shape of my body's infidelity.
Girl. What was a small space under your wife's tongue for my name? Jeez.
Yeah, little space for my name under your wife's tongue, so we run.
Wow. Fire. Okay, thank you for that. What was the thing you called it? Archetype? What was it?
Oh, so like, you know how tarot cards, like the tower,
yes.
They're just all archetypes, right? And each has a story behind it, a fable, a folktale. So if you look up like the mistress archetype, Kalima, I know she was the goddess of destruction. So you can look up like goddesses that were demonized, and you find out so much information.
Oh, that sounds very interesting. Goddesses that were demonized. I love that. Because you know what? The other day I was at the library and there was a section where there's a book about goddesses and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, I got to come back for you. So I'm definitely going to look into it. Thank you. Who's next? Who wants to discuss and then share or discuss whatever you want?
Sorry, I look crazy right now, but
It's fine. This is a safe space. All crazies welcome.
I was gonna read what I just wrote, but then in lieu of what um oh my god, sorry, I just like blanked. In lieu of what Amanda just said about not being hateful towards women, I'm gonna switch that up. Um so okay, here. 10 ways to fall in love with a married man. 1. Read his poetry on FetLive. 2. After he messages you, ask for a picture of his face. 3. Tell him all 4 of your names and let him choose to call you Maria, a version of yourself born 3 generations ago. 4. Open the door without going on a date, without knowing his last name, with only a FaceTime call to bet the longing bubbling inside. 5. Let him fall into the black hole of your eye and anchor himself there. 6. Taste infinity on his lips. 6. Fly like Icarus, too close to the amber glow of his irises. 7. Let the taste of his lips show you a glimpse of heaven or the vastness of space. 8. Give him a tour of your favorite place. Show him the constellations of your mind, the places where you are most free. 9. Hold the little boy inside and promise that you are strong enough to protect him. 9. Sit in a room with his wife and let her sadness pour into you slowly. She is gentle in a way that lets you know she doesn't want you to break this. 10. Stay and let the man who loves his wife prove that love isn't finite. 10. Choose to love yourself a little less. Choose moments of ecstasy over partnership. 10. Convince yourself that you are polyamorous and not just starved for love.
Bro.
Wow. Oh my God. I just realized I'm here snapping my heart unmuted. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Bitch, I'm crying. What the fuck?
Yo, the sit in the room with his wife. Ah.
That broke my heart and put it together again.
What was the last 10? What was that?
There was like 5 tens.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, about being starved for love. Yes.
Convince yourself that you are polyamorous and not just starved for love.
Yes. 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 Thank you. Thank you. That was fire. Okay.
Can I try?
Wait, hold on. Diana had her hands up first, and then we
Oh,
go
okay.
with you.
No, no.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Cool. I have a very raspy voice today. I don't know where it came from.
We're here for it.
But here's the little bit I got to write. She said she wasn't a wolf, but she lied. She hid behind the sheep disguise, the fur, the soft voice, the gloomy eyes. She said she wasn't a wolf, but she lied. She poisoned his heart, ripped off the honesty in his eyes, and showed him what a she-wolf is really like. She said she wasn't a wolf, but she lied. She had him hooked like a pirate in the Caribbean, begging to be devoured, nothing but bones to sorrow. She said she wasn't a wolf, but she lied. The moon was her best friend and all of us a toy to kill time. A weapon of seduction, be careful not to die. Because of love, she knows nothing, always thirsty for what she cannot have. She said she wasn't a wolf, but she lied. That's all I could do.
Ooh. She said she wasn't a wolf, but she lied. Oh, fire. Thank you,
Starbucks,
Diana.
he lies.
Thank you.
That was fire.
Okay. Now we have Nick.
Sure. Try something different with this one. So I've been tinkering with like adding distance, because sometimes my poetry is like really confessional and there's not whatchamacallit, yeah, much distance between like who I am as a speaker versus like the author, and so like trying to add some distance and play with personas. So I tried to be the wife, even though I'd probably be La Loba in real life. So we'll see. Okay. La Loba drives away the car, disappears. He feed the children, clean the kitchen, watch Netflix alone. I feels cold, the bed props my head, the pillow, to let my tears better glisten in the moonlight. Was the movie good? Was the play entertaining? Was the dancing and shopping worth it? Questioning it all, I am. Begging you to show me your teeth, I am. Your fangs. Teach me to keep him, I beseech. Teach me to kill you, to skin you, to be the sheep in wolf's clothing. Teach me your treachery, Loba.
Yes.
Teach me your treachery, Loba. And also, what was the part, just like, oh, was the movie good? Was it worth it? Because I mean, I don't know, but I'm saying, like, these are things that you wonder, like, if you know that your partner is maybe with someone else, or you have like some sort of inkling or whatever. These are things that you wonder. You're just like, I mean, what is it about her? What's we can't go to the movies? Like, am I not fun enough? You can't enjoy the movie with me?
I also,
yeah.
sorry to think about this, but like,
No,
I
it's
feel
okay.
like this is like podcast vibes. We should record these and make these a podcast sometimes. But no, because deadass, like, if you think about, a lot of times it becomes women versus women in these situations and misdirected, and like, what the fuck is the man? Like, why are you not mad at your husband?
Yeah, exactly.
And fighting
Yeah.
each other. I mean, as a child of a broken home, like, the women were fighting over my dad, but it was like, but nobody's mad at him, like, for being messy and like lying to everybody.
And home wrecking his home.
We are held to like
it's
a complete different like standard. You know what I mean? We cannot not be perfect, So
yeah, I think it'd be interesting. This is like jogging my mind about like a potentially a workshop that we could do for this group. Just talking about infidelity in like the Afro-Caribbean culture, particularly in New York, because it is something that is real for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about that. Let's see. Listen, y'all know that we just got to bring up an idea to Angie. As long as we know what we want to do and how to execute it, she's down for whatever. So let's do this. Jennifer put the idea that you can blame someone for stealing your partner. Yes. As if people can be stolen in that aspect, as if people can be stolen that way.
Like, what happened? Like,
Okay, so this might be too much information, but
speaking of distance.
Sorry, but in college, my one and only girlfriend that I had, she messed with one of my fraternity brothers, where we pledged together. And I had this thing. I was talking to my mom, and I was like, oh, like, I don't want him to take her from me. And she was like, what? Like, she's not yours.
Yeah.
And like, people don't belong to people, and like, that's something I struggle with as a man, right? Like, not viewing partners as possessions. So yeah, that's.
Yes, this is interesting. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good one. I know it.
Que bochinchero.
Okay, I think Mickey has her hand up.
Okay, I'll share.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just start. Here you come, sniffing around again. Haven't you taken enough from me already? Do you have to take every shred of pride and dignity that I have? Can't you just leave me alone? Él es mío, don't touch him. Tú eres una loba, pero yo soy una salvaje. Te mato.
Te mato. Yeah, you listen. You gotta be careful with these women that be snapping. You just never know. Yo, you never know. You never know what the wife might do or what even the side chick might do, because sometimes they take a little bit too much possession and you don't know what lengths they're willing to go through to keep the man that really doesn't belong to her, you know, to keep the man that ya, cuídense, mi gente, okay? Thank you for that, Mickey. Anyone else? I think Susan said she wanted to discuss the lyrics. Do you want to say something, Susan?
I just thought that it would just be interesting to kind of hear which particular words and phrases like really resonated with people. So I'm like really just enjoying hearing which lines really inspire people. So I would just be curious to hear which lines really resonated.
Okay. Can anybody think of any at the top of their heads, just to piggyback off of what Susan was asking?
Like from the song or from like our pieces?
At first I was looking at the song because when she was like, "No te preocupes," I was like, "Oh, for
Yeah.
real?" And you're gonna tell me that's a worry, girl? I'm gonna give him back.
He's with me. But you know what's also the crazy thing? Because at the very end, she said, "I'm your trusted friend." Hold up. So you're not even like some random ass side chick. You're my friend too.
That's a manipulation tactic. Like, oh, we friends, you know, you gotta watch that shit.
Oh, but you guys gotta talk to your
Friends.
grandmas about how it was back in the day, because like la abuela mía me saltó a mí con una vaina que, mija, las mujeres tienen que tener por lo menos 2 maridos.
Oh my God.
So I feel like, you know, towns in the air are small, and back in the day there was not that much entertainment, so
Yeah.
you know, the swinger activity was happening.
Yeah. or just like knowing, you know, which is like talking about what Nick was saying about the infidelity and all that stuff, and just knowing that your man has a side piece or a whole side family, and when he's stepping out, you know, he's gonna go see the other chick, and you just gotta sit there and just wait till he comes back, like, dime cómo te fue, or like whatever, like, oh my gosh. Oh man. All right, so speaking of the any lyrics, any lines that stood out to people?
The part where she talks about like where she's like very descriptive. She's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna eat his meat and send you back the bone." Like that visual imagery of like getting a package of his bones, like.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, that's true. That was a pretty good show don't tell type thing. That was a good little writing technique. That was cool. Amanda. Oh wait. Amanda, and then I think Nick and who else raised their hands?
I think Diana has her hand raised.
Okay.
You can obviously tell that there's so much material that you could post a whole nother workshop on infidelity, just on like the popcorn conversations. But
yeah.
So the line, I was reading the chat as you put the English translation to see if like any lines jumped at me, and it was actually like one of the first few lines that you wrote, and I think it was a ride in your car. And I immediately visualized Shorty having sex with this guy in his car naked. So it was dope. That line was hella visual for me, at least. And that's what started my poem, because it starts with a ride in your car is a crash into my body. Something to add, and then I'll shut up and then we can move on or move to Diana. I grew up in a home without a strong father figure, and it played an impact on my relationships in terms of like, I didn't care if I ruined relationships. And I had to learn in therapy after years of therapy about why this was the case, but it was really educational. So I learned that like, I didn't care. Like for a really long time, I didn't care. I would ruin relationships, families, friends, I didn't care. And then when it happened to me, karma comes for you. So But the connection of like, oh, I do this because I didn't have this at home and I never learned the importance of it was really healing for me personally.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. We definitely need a part 2 of this for healing purposes. Okay, who was I think Nick and then Diana, or Diana and Nick? I can't remember.
Annie, you could go.
I was like, Nick can go. But well, there's 2 things. The line for me was doing like, so what if he buys me a dress and caresses my hair? Like something like that. Obviously, like there's a certain level of intimacy you have with your partner and a certain level of intimacy that you have with a friend. Especially if it's like different. I mean, everybody has their own opinions, but if I see my husband caressing somebody's hair, I don't know about all that. But but at the same time, I want to go back to the denial of like, I'm not a wolf, because I'm not saying everybody has that sense of, I wish I could be with somebody else, or I'm gonna look at somebody else and like, oh, what would that be like if I was with this person? But I do have to say that there is a part of us, even if we don't accept it, that's a little naughty, that's a little, imaginative of things. And for women, we're told to be this perfect given, structure, and it's interesting. I have a friend who's going through a divorce, and it's crazy how men make comments on women, like as if we weren't allowed to leave somebody, as if we weren't allowed to speak up for ourselves for when we felt abused or used. But when they do things, it's like, oh, but he had to have a reason. Oh, but like work is stressful. And we can't compare anything. So I think that inner battle of not accepting that fiery side of yours, that don't get too comfortable because I can do the same shit back. People get too confused. And not that you want to be a bad person, not that you want to stab somebody in the back, but we're capable of the same thing. It's just a matter of, do I want to do you like that, or do I not want to do you like that, But there's a lot we can talk about. About this
Yeah,
topic.
I know.
I
know.
I will say that I have seen women do. We're about to I'm the only guy in the group, but lately I think a lot more women are becoming more empowered, and I don't know, it's so hard to generalize, but I have seen in my lifetime, very recently, in fact, women playing the game much more cutthroat than men, right? Because men is just about sex a lot of the time. It's like a lack of emotion. But when women hurt, they're gonna dig the knife, and it's like, oh, word, you did that with some girl from whatever, I'm gonna fuck your cousin, and ruin all your relationships, and burn it all down to the ground. Literally the quote, hell has no fury as a woman scorned. That I will no. I don't play with that. Well, anyway. No, I feel like as a man, I was about to say something, but no, I just feel like there are no rules when it comes to vengeance sometimes, and it gets dark. We should definitely do another session on this.
You know what? That's okay. Last thing, I promise. The intersectionality of growing up in the hood and seeing violence and then taking that to your intimate relationships, I can imagine that there's a connection there, right? Because yeah, I can imagine there's a strong connection between oh, I saw Fulana stab this bitch, I'm gonna do that shit to my husband. But yeah, let me show you.
Listen, before we move on, telenovelas don't do you any favors growing up watching all that drama. And I didn't realize to what degree. Like my little niece had her first heartbreak. And so we were all sharing heartbreaks. And then I was like, wait a minute, I was the jerk in all of these situations. Too much telenovelas, I'm just saying.
Listen, the telenovelas are inspired by real things that happen in real life because I don't know, like I hear this, I remember the drama my family went through, and I was like, this is it. This is better than any telenovela because it's so riveting.
They
but
are indeed.
yeah. But I would say, sorry, to answer the question about like what stuck out to me. What I love about this song, right? First of all, it's a woman singer singing. When the song came out, probably something very subversive, right? For a woman to admit that she was the other woman and to like sing that, and like how many other women in the Latin Caribbean like who are listening to this, like, oh shit, that's me, that's my story, because of that non-consensual polyamory that happens so much in our culture. But so there's that piece, but like the artfulness at which she tells that story, she's like using it, it's subversive because she's like, I'm not that person, who me? Like, so if you look at the lyrics at face value, she's not saying it, but she's saying it. And I love that irony, that the talking through one side of your mouth and not the other is like really, this is a really well-written song.
Yeah, I would agree. And also just when I wanted to add like the videos and for us to see it together, there was another video at the end, which is with the Las Chicas del Can. And just looking at these videos and how empowered they were all women. All the women were playing the instruments. There were no men in the orchestra. They were playing the tamboras, the saxophone, all that, all women, the big hair, the outfits. I felt so empowered, especially back then, because this was like what, 80s, early 80s, late 80s, where that wasn't, that wasn't really seen as much. But I also wanted to bring that in. There's not enough time for all of this, so let's have a part 2. Anybody else want to piggyback on that? I don't even want to, we can go to the third prompt, but I don't even, it's up to y'all. I don't know if we're gonna have time. And then the third prompt, we're over here going from really these high emotions, and then the other one is Madre by Sergio Vargas, and that might just take you to like a very sad place, thinking about your mom and leaving people behind and saying goodbye. So I don't know if I know if we want to, I don't know if we want to just like not go there right now. But if you do want to listen to the rest of the songs that I did put on here, I can show you guys, and then maybe I'll have my sister go ahead. Let's end here on a high note, but let's get the playlist. Okay, yeah, we'll end here. I don't want to like, yeah, because this was fun. I want to keep it here. I don't want you guys to, I know we have some mother issues here too, so I don't want nobody. All right, so we had Sergio Vargas with Madre. If you guys want to look that up at some other time and then maybe work on your own. These are the lyrics. Yeah, oh, if you guys want to take pictures of this for future references, if you want to work on it on your own or whatnot, please feel free. And this would have been the prompt. Then we have Juan Luis Guerra, Que Llueva Café. Oh, this one's light. This one's quick and light. If you guys want to end it on a high note like this. It was just like ojalá que. So, either an intention, a prayer, a hopeful, what I say this? A hopeful reminder. Just, you can do that too. And then the last one, it was also Las Chicas del Can, and it's called Las Pequeñas Cosas. And I think it was just so beautiful because she's talking about just the little simple things in life that like bring her joy and are significant to her. So I thought that was like a nice way to end the workshop, just either making a list of your morning routine or just making the list of your morning routine, or just romanticizing your morning routine, because this is her morning routine and she's over here talking about, you know, how the sun is just touching her skin and how she's being unfaithful to her significant other with the sun, and how she shouldn't, at the end, you know, she's like, I shouldn't smoke, but let me light up the cigarette. You know, so it was just, I thought it was cute, and you know, for us to keep in mind, to remember to look for the joy, to look for the for me, really the simple things and the little things are the big things. You know, we forget that we get bogged down by life, by, you know, circumstances, parenting, financial situations, this, that. And if we intentionally choose to stay present or choose to focus on the things that do make us happy, on the things, on the routines that just like keep us going and flowing, you know, we can survive one more day. Hold on, my son needs something. So yeah, so we can end here. We can continue talking until 12:30. Thank you all so much for joining me on this Sunday. It's been a hell of a week. I just finished this presentation this morning. I wanted this to be like really, maybe in the summer we can maybe like do this in person. Oh, I did bump into Amanda last week, mad random, right after our workshop. You know, and she was like, I'm going to the river to go look at the river or whatever. And then, you know, she was like, let's think about maybe doing an in-person writing or something like that. I do apologize for the people that are not nearby, but you know, we need this in person. It's dope virtual, but in person is doper. So I don't know, we'll see. The possibilities are endless. Again, thank you for sharing your Sunday with me. May you be on party mode for the rest of the day. May you listen to music that's like, you know, and also just start thinking about lyrics and how you can incorporate that into your writing life. Or bring it here so that we can all, you know, just have fun and write. And I hope you're doing something when you're writing. Don't just write and like put it away. I hope you're like submitting to places and doing things with your projects.
Lisa, before we hop off, I'm gonna read one little quick love.
Okay, yes, you did say. Go ahead.
Finally.
No, yes, I know. Go.
Okay. It's real short. You know, we coming up on June. I've been like experimenting a lot with my sexuality, trying to learn that aspect of myself. So that's what I took away from the Loba piece. So I'm gonna just go ahead and read this. Okay.
Let's go.
Loba de la ciudad, creció con miedo, nunca sabiendo el poder que tenía adentro y por fuera, porque la familia lobo a este país le robó y se quedaron con cansancio, hasta que un día el cansancio de la loba mayor se convirtió en frenesí y salió y probó su primer shot de Hennessy y pisó a la calle y miró hacia el cielo y dijo entre gritos, me voy a comer a este mundo entero, y salió a andar y se encontró con otra loba que también le habían dicho que se callara y las dos abrieron las bocas dulces y atrevidas, y juntas se revolcaron, amor desatado, se prometieron ser lobas por toda la vida.
Di que it's not the best work.
I have goosebumps because I feel like I was with my
Di que
loba
it's not my best
yesterday.
work. I'm not gonna read. Oh, I hate you. I hate you so much.
That was so fire. And that on that very high note, on that very empowered note, we shall end this workshop. Eileen, thank you so much. That was amazing. Thank you everyone for coming. To my little sister who's here, thank you for being here, Evie. Diana, Amanda, my people, I love you all. Until next time, have a beautiful Sunday.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you around.